My sister married a gentleman who owned a resort in an area called Michigan, one of the states, and it was built on beautiful lakes. And even though I didn't live nearby, every summer I mooched off my sister as much as I could, enjoying the resort and the lakes and things. And when I was up there, I would spend time over at my cousin's house, and my cousin's name was Jack. And Jack was a great sailor. He always had a beautiful sailboat right in front of their cottage, right on the water. This summer I was back there again, and so I remember this well. But one of the great joys of my life was getting into a sailboat and sailing. Have anybody ever gotten in a sailboat? Have you done that? So you know a little bit about what it's like, those of you who have. It's a marvelous experience. The boat was not real big, but we had the mast and we had the jib in the front, and then you had the rudder, and then down there's everything there. Well, you pull up the sail, you pull up the jib, and then you point the boom into the wind, and the wind catches it, and the boat starts moving. And of course you have down below, you've got the centerboard, which is kind of the balance with what goes on. And oh my, you just start going out. And if you can catch the wind in back of you, you just kind of just go into it. And sometimes if the wind is strong, wow, it just hurts. And you're holding on to the bar of the rudder, and you're holding on to the rope of the mast, and it's just the force of the wind is there, and you're just going like this, and the boat just shoots through the water. And it's a wonderful experience of just freedom and power and being close to God. You know? Well, after you've done that for a while, you might get tired, or the wind might get a little bit too strong. And so what you do is you lower the mast, and you lower the jib, and that's the sail up in front. And then what you do is you point the boat in the direction of the wind. So the wind is just coming right at it. And then you take your anchor and you throw your anchor down, and you just can kind of rest and maybe put up until the storm calms down just a little bit. Am I making that kind of clear? You know, so you just point that, and you can just sit, and the wind is coming, but the boat is in there, and it's just a marvelous experience. Well, I tell you that because it's interesting that today, in that letter to the Hebrews, which was a little bit complicated, you kind of holding on to that was a little bit tough, wasn't it? It was kind of a tough reading. But I'd ask you just to think of that one word, hope, that came through. And if you remember, they spoke of hope as an anchor. Did you catch that in the reading? It's like an anchor. And I told you the story of my experience of boats and my experience of anchors, because that, I think, is really what we're looking for with God in our life. And all of the presence here at the retreat and all of your struggling, we're looking for something to hold us down when the winds start to come, when some of the real difficulties arise in our own hearts, when the people around us are causing all kind of problems, or even if there's big things happening like what's happening up in Queensland, you know, and you're talking about winds and fires and tsunamis, you know, like it came through Toowoomba, you know, tsunamis come through, and you're saying, whoa, give me an anchor. Give me something to hold me down in the midst of all of this thing, with even my house starting to go and everything that I own leaving. Think of that, if you would, today as just a quiet little message, that the purpose of our commitment to God is that we actually believe when things get tough that we have hope. We have hope, and hope is like a wonderful, strong anchor that can help us in the midst of the storm to come to have stability and to have direction and to have peace. Did that make any sense?
Yes.
Think about some of the storms that have gone on in your life, and I'm sitting around, or I'm standing here looking at you, and I'm thinking, I bet there are about 130 storms that we could talk about here, huh? You know? And each of us is really longing to be able to have that stability in our life and that security. Don't play down God's love. Don't play down the importance of what Jesus is about as coming to say, I give you hope. Hold on. Hold on tight to that love of God. Hold on tight to the security of the anchor of the prayer group, of your parish. But most of all, that real deep security of God's love for you that will never go. Amen? Amen.
Every age, you're the comfort that Jesus promised. You're for us abundant life. You're the rivers of living water